Swedish protesters gathered outside the Turkish embassy in Stockholm to denounce Erdogan for complicating Sweden's bid to join NATO. During this protest, which was protected by Swedish police, the leader of a far-right party held the Quran where cameras could see and proceeded to set fire to it. Now, many are insisting that this was an act of freedom of expression, that burning a copy of a book held sacred by 2 billion Muslims around the world is an act of freedom of expression that is protected and Muslims should just get on with it. However, the problem with this view is that it ignores and avoids the most important question. What was the idea being expressed? What was the idea that the far-right leader who set fire to the Quran wanted to send? What is the idea expressed that people are invoking freedom of expression to protect? Stay with me on this. The protest was about denouncing Erdogan for complicating Sweden's bid to join NATO. Okay, what does the Quran have to do with that? What does the Quran have to do with the differences between Ankara and Stockholm over issues relating to the PKK? Or Turkey's bid to pressure Washington to change its antagonistic attitudes and give concessions in exchange for letting Sweden join NATO, which is probably the real reason why Sweden's bid has been so complicated. What does the Quran symbolize within the context of Sweden's bid to join NATO that makes it a logical item of choice to burn in order to protest against Erdogan? Absolutely nothing. The Quran has no relation at all. In other words, burning the Quran was not about Sweden's bid to join NATO. It was about something different, something darker, something more racist, more fascist, something that shares resonance with the far-right Nazis who were once on the margins of German politics, freely expressing racist and fascist sentiments before they came to power. Worse is the Swedish Prime Minister's response. Instead of categorically stating that such fascist sentiments have no place in Swedish society and are against the principles of respect and tolerance, the Prime Minister instead presented a legal defense for the burning of the Quran. And this is why the important question is not whether this was freedom of expression, but what idea was permitted to be freely expressed. And suddenly, the reality looks much more racist and frighteningly fascist.